Hello, good morning, children. This is the continuity class in an economic application, where in the last class we studied about the basic economic entities in economy. And those of you who is joining this video for the first time, let me tell you that we've already started a second lesson, where in the last class or in the last video, a little bit of recapitulation first. We studied about the basic economic entities in an economy, meaning of an economic entities, and the classification of basic economic entities. Okay. Today we shall exclusively deal only with consumers here. In today's class, we will talk only about consumer, and further we'll go for the classification of consumer and the importance of consumers. Okay, so here we go. First, who are consumers then? Well, I told in the last class also the same. Well, the consumers are an individual or a group of individual and institution who consume variety of goods and services for their satisfaction. Okay, what is the main objective of a consumer then? The main objective of a consumer is to get maximum satisfaction out of the limited income they have. Okay, right. Now let's switch on to the classification of consumer. In the classification of consumer, the first classification is the direct consumer. Okay, see, direct consumer are also known as direct producers. Okay, you see, in ancient times, people used to produce all the basic necessities of lives themselves only, right from the fooding to clothing to shelter, everything for their personal consumption as well as for their family's consumption. Okay, so this is how they used to produce themselves, and at the same time they used to consume. They used to produce for whom? For their own personal consumption and for their own for their family's consumption. So this way, direct consumers can also be called as a direct producers. Okay, next classification is what? Consumer by exchanging good. Okay, so as I said just now in the previously, that they used to produce everything what they require, right from food, shelter, clothing, everything, the basic necessities for their own consumption, and they did not depend upon anyone. Okay, they produce themselves, they consume themselves. But here, consumer by exchange good, what happened in course of time? They started they started realizing the benefit of exchange. And what did they do? They started specializing in the production of one product only. Okay, like for example, if a farmer produced a rice, he focused only in the production of rice. He produced so much that not only for his family, for his own consumption, is for his family's consumption, but he produced surplus so that he could exchange it for something else that he required. Okay, so here what happened? A system of a barter system evolved, where exchange of goods directly for goods took place. Understood? So as I said just now, if a farmer produced a paddy, then he used to specialize only in the production of paddy. Okay, and he used to produce so much, not only for his consumption but also for a surplus, so that he could exchange it for whatever he required from another cultivator or a producer. Okay, so this way they used to exchange goods. Okay, so this is how the consumers exchange good, and they left the traditional system of consuming only, producing and consuming only for themselves, but this way they went a little further. Okay, but here what prevailed? The barter system. Right. Now, the third classification of consumer is the modern consumer. Okay, modern consumer is the outcome of the monetary system modern days, that what we do today. In modern times today, what do we do? What does the producer do? The producer produces the variety of goods and services, isn't it, and makes it available in the market for the consumer to consume. And what does the consumer do? Like us, we go to the market, isn't it? We go to the market and we buy and purchase a variety of goods according to our choices and according to the best bargain that is available in the market, isn't it? So here, like just like in the previous system, we talked about sort of barter system prevailed, no? But here, barter system was replaced with what? The currency system or a monetary system, because here goods and services was no longer exchanged with goods, but goods were exchanged with what? Goods were exchanged with currency. That means you purchased a good, in return you paid money for it. So the involvement of money was introduced here. Okay, so that is why modern consumer are the outcome of what? Monetary system. Okay, and now we will see the importance of consumer. First is source of demand. Okay, now consumer are the main source of demand in the market. Okay, consumers are the main source of demand in the market. See, the produces goods according to the demand in the market. The more the demand, more shall be the production of the goods. Therefore, the consumer encourages producers to produce more and more goods in the market by creating more and more demand. Okay, now the next importance is diversification of production. Now see, consumer encourages producers to diversify their product. Consumer encourages producers to diversify their product. What does it mean? See, different customers, different consumer have different taste and preferences and likings, isn't it? Okay, some prefers tea, some prefers coffee, some prefers to ride in a scooty, some prefers to ride in a motorbike or motorcycle. You see, so accordingly what happens is that the producer gets encouragement to produce things of a better quality or a better design or a better it tries to put up everything that attracts the customer. Okay, so here it is the customer or it is the consumer who gives such ideas and encouragement for the producers to diversify their product or diversify their goods. Okay, so next is the demand for services. Okay, see, the growth of the service sector in the economy also depends upon the consumer. So the not only consumer sector or any other sectors, even the service sector. Even in the service sector, the consumers plays very important role in its growth. Okay, how? See, consumes not only goods, variety of goods. Consumers not only purchase or buy a variety of goods. Consumers also enjoy or purchase variety of services, isn't it? When I say services, this includes transport and communication, health services, banking and insurance services, isn't it? Therefore the consumer also consumers also plays a pivotal role in the growth of the service sector. Okay, so these are the things that we learned today on consumer alone, the importance of consumer and the classification of consumer. Okay, we shall stop the lesson here, and in the next class we shall study about producers and all, and those of you who are joining the group, recently there are many children who have joined the group. Please make sure that you cover up the assignment which has been given in the previous lessons also. Okay, and for this lesson kindly catch up the WhatsApp group. There you shall get the entire details. Okay, so please follow the instruction, and that's all for today. Thank you very much.